Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We are your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
And I'm Spooky Matt. It's like Matt, but spookier.
Oh, I
Hey,
see.
did you know her sister was a witch, right? And what was her sister?
A
A
princess.
princess. The Wicked
She
with the
came
East.
down in a She came down in a bubble, dog.
Grow up, bro.
I really want to know the beginning of that argument. Like,
I really want to know the entirety of the argument. Like, I want to know that's the secret. Like, 10 million years in the future from right now. Okay, that's a bit much. 100 years in the future from right now. That's going to be in the history books as like the unknown mystery of the 21st century. Maybe 1,000 years. It doesn't matter. 300 years, a couple hundred years from now, it'll be in the history book.
I have gone to knowyourmeme.com to learn more about this, to see if it has
like the context. Maybe the people in the argument provided context.
On April 3rd, 2018, YouTuber Austin Parrish uploaded the Wicked Witch of the East, bro, shown below. Video gained over 4.2 million views, 226,000 likes in a year. One person yelled at the other, and just gives a detailed description of the whole thing. See. He was a guest on Tosh.0 during season 10. So maybe he gave more information on that, but it just talks about like how the meme has grown and gives some examples of it.
I think 100 years from now, the guy who does the alien stuff on the Nat Geo channel,
who will still be around, yes.
Who will still be around, or it'll be like his child who looks exactly like him. Talking about the Wicked Witch of the East. Like, what was it?
You mean like how Bob Ross's son looks just like him?
Exactly. They're going to be identical.
I've been watching Bob Ross on TikToks lately because people are just realizing he was the original ASMR person.
Yeah.
I love Bob. I don't know how they didn't realize that that's why everyone liked it, but sure. But his son was on doing a painting once, and he was talking about how Bob got hurt riding a skateboard.
Really?
He's like, yeah, he was just like when he was younger, like Bob Ross was like when the son was younger, his dad tried to like skateboard and everything and hurt himself. He's like, but I'm not going to talk about that too much. I don't want to embarrass dad. I was like, Bob no, talk on that.
Bob Ross is such a dude. I love Bob Ross so much. Everything about him.
Every time I watch him paint, it like he's explaining everything as he's doing it and all that. I was like, yeah, I could definitely do this. And then I think about all of the stuff I would need to get. Like just the paints. I have to get cadmium yellow.
Yeah. Cadmium yellow, phthalo blue,
burgundy. Like these aren't real colors.
Crimson something. I don't know. Man, it's been so long since I watched Bob Ross, but that's like the perfect sleep. Oh
yeah.
Ambiance, I guess you could call it. Just put that on the TV and I'm out. But I like watching it too. I don't know. It's like when you take a kid and you put them in the car to like get them to fall asleep, like an infant, or a toddler. You put them in the car to get them to fall back asleep, and then every time they're in a car from now until the rest of their lives, they fall asleep. That's Mia too. That's exactly how it is. I watch Bob Ross, but every time I do, even if I just woke up, I fall asleep.
I think that's part of the ASMR of it all.
Right.
But man, it just don't go. The paints are one thing, and then there's like a number 7. I need a number 7 brush, a number 3 brush, and a painting knife. And like he's like, you got to get this specific kind of canvas. I'm like, Bob, I'm gonna go down to Joann Fabrics and whatever they have available.
I would say so. The canvas doesn't really matter. Speaking from a painter's perspective, the canvas doesn't matter that much for an amateur painter, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? For someone who's just beginning, which is what Bob Ross's entire platform is about. He, with his canvases, he puts on a very, very fresh coat of white paint, which has a name. It's okay. I don't remember it. It has a very fresh coat of white paint, so it's still kind of wet. So when you're doing the painting, it kind of blends in. It doesn't go across very dry. You know what I mean? And it makes it so much smoother to paint. And then you can do like where they blend easily when you're doing like the clouds and you're doing the background color and all that. It is so much nicer. It also brings out, like when you're doing miniature painting, it's very similar. You want to do a base coat of usually black or white, depending on what you're trying to do. If it's a dark character where you want the shadows to pop, you do black. If it's a character that's bright and you want the brights, like the highlights to pop, you do white. It's very similar to that. Anyway, I love Bob Ross.
Agree.
I wish he was still alive.
Me too. When did he die?
Too long ago, but not long enough. Look at my little Bob Ross. I have this one, and I have the Deadpool Bob Ross.
As the true American patriot he was, he died on July 4th, 1995.
No, he did not. Oh my goodness, that's a year before my sister was born. Exactly to the day. Katie was born on July 4th, 96.
It's a year and 24 days before AJ was born.
Wow.
He was a master sergeant in the Air Force for 20 years. I believe he was a drill instructor throughout all of those 20 years. And so like he spent a lot of time yelling at people, trying to get them to like be military guys.
Yeah.
As much as you can in the Air Force. And he just didn't want to yell anymore, so that's why when he started doing the painting, he just decided he wouldn't raise his voice anymore,
which is wild, because I could never see him scream. Like I could never see him be a sergeant. I know he was, obviously, or drill instructor, master chief sergeant guy. I don't know. I could
master
never.
sergeant.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm happy for him if that's what he wanted to do, obviously, for 20 some years. But hot dang.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's almost Halloween.
That it is. And do you want to talk about something scary?
I'd love to talk about something scary.
This is only scary as it might get me hate.
Okay.
I don't think Dasani water tastes bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why the internet hates it.
I think so there's water snobs out there, and it's very similar to every other snob on the planet. Their views are very extreme, and they hate other people for having different views. And I think Dasani water, among the waters, is pretty like mid, but it's not bad. And it's, if you like it, that's okay.
Here's the thing. All bottled water tastes the same.
Okay.
All bottled water tastes the same. And I'm willing to die on that hill. Faucet water tastes different.
I would love for you to try some of like there's the Life water that's like the pH 9.5. It tastes drastically different than Dasani water.
Tastes like water.
Have you had it?
I think there's a certain temperature where water just tastes like water, unless it's tap water, because some filtrations and like municipalities will not add fluoride to the water or have different chemicals in their water. And sometimes the chemicals are good. They're not all turning the frogs gay. Not all of them.
They purify the water. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Have you ever tried black water?
No, I wasn't allowed to.
No.
Hopefully, I'll get the pass soon, but
No. You dummy. It's this. Hold on.
she's
Wait
gonna
for
love that joke.
it. It's this. All right. This is what
I
I'm
thought
talking about.
someone else was joining the call, and I was freaking out because I didn't send a link to anyone else.
No, this. So it is alkaline pH 8.0, I believe it says. It's like that's not the bottle color. That's the water color. It's a clear bottle. Just
I
in
bet this
case you're
costs like
wondering.
$30.
It doesn't.
Yep,
It costs
$35.99 for a 12-pack.
for a 12 pack, not each bottle.
Okay.
What's 35 divided by 12?
Well, 36 divided by 12 is 3.
Yeah. 3. Okay, so it's $3 a bottle, which is pretty average. For
For a pop, maybe.
the fancy waters. It's pretty average for the fancy waters. But this is fulvic trace mineral infused. And like that's all the minerals in it. It's what makes it black. I've had it, and it's if you can get over the slight texture that it has, it's not bad.
It has
like
a texture. You're trying to get me to drink something that has a texture. Are you insane?
Dude, everything you drink has a texture except for water. Which this is water adjacent, I guess you can call it. So it's very heavily mineralized. Like it's not mineral water per se. I mean, I guess it is. But it has like it has more than water in it. It kind of feels like if you were drinking like something where the sugar in it wasn't fully dissolved. Like where you feel
You're
the
not
texture.
making this sound better.
It was hard to drink, if I'm being 100% honest, but it
Yeah,
tastes
it's
good.
rock water. What did you think was going to happen?
It tastes good, and it's good for you more than the normal bottled water. The more minerals a water has, like that's why I think what's it called? What's the Ikea? I think is what it's called. The Hawaiian water. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say it wrong. I did already, but
A Hawaiian punch?
no, what it's like Ikea water. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ikea, maybe. This it excuse me. No, I don't want to go to Amazon. I want an image. This is wait for it, what it looks like. This stuff.
Never seen that before in my life.
Oh, you can find it in sheets and stuff like that. But anyway, this stuff has a ton of like minerals in it. And it's very good to have minerals in your water because basic water is not really hydrating. The minerals are what is hydrating.
I don't believe this stuff. Like, I just. Why do I need to spend $7 on mineral water? I could just eat vegetables and get the same minerals. It's because people aren't having a full diet anymore. That
Right.
people are being like, let me sell you a $7 bottle of water. That's probably not even from Hawaii. It's from Illinois, but you're too stupid to think any different. Fiji water isn't from Fiji. It's just called Fiji. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why all water tastes the same. It's mountain spring crap, or it's the same stuff that you're peeing into that you're pushing out. Like that's all water is.
I think we are at an impasse because I'm not a water snob, but I do believe that different water tastes different and that there is some water that is better for you than other water.
You know, Matt, some people only have one choice of water, and it's not good water. It's
Right.
far away water.
Which is why there are companies that are trying to bring water to the less developed countries. And that's good water. I don't care how it tastes. That's good water.
Having the moral high road doesn't make your $7 water worth it.
You know, when I try
There's
to
a
hydrate,
car alarm going on.
me.
It is not mine, apparently, which I know his brother has informed me. Thank you, brother.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Anyways, what was your spooky topic?
Do I have a spooky topic is the question. I mean, we still have 2 weeks. I mean, from this day, this recording, we have 2 weeks. When it comes out on Sunday, we'll have less than 2 weeks. It is a full moon today, though, so we're in spooky season. This is what I'm getting at here. My spooky topic, man. I came up with the intro. What are you doing? What's your spooky topic? Dasani water ain't spooky.
I made bold claims about water as my spooky topic.
Oh,
I don't know. Man. You didn't have a topic and you suggested this?
Do I ever have a topic? No,
oh my gosh, dude.
I just go off what I just improv, you know? I'm so good at it.
I will say you are getting better at improv, but still, oof.
Boy, oh boy, am I not good at improv.
I mean, we've been doing this for over 2 years now. We can't figure out one thing to talk about.
So what did you do this week?
I went to Kalahari.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Is that a water park?
It was.
I've never been
until I got there and I got rid of all the water. Because all water tastes the same.
Shut up. Have you ever seen Zoom with Tim Allen?
Yes.
You know the beginning scene when they're like introducing each of the characters and the kid that can expand.
That kid jumps into the pool.
Into the pool. Did that happen to the fat kid at your pool at Kalahari?
No, because there was nowhere for me to jump into.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the fat kid.
No, don't. We all know who you were talking about.
Listen, I told you to run up and down the stairs to the water slide. Did you do it?
No, because I couldn't breathe because of all the illnesses I've had. And so getting up the stairs in the first place was horrendous.
Right.
There was only one slide that didn't have a weight limit.
Okay.
And so that was the only one I could go on. And it was a mat slider one. Like you hold on to a mat as you slide down it.
Right.
One of the tallest slides in the park, first of all. There was 4 or 5 flights of stairs to get up to it. I get up there. One of my students, I went as a chaperone for some students. One of my students wanted to go down the slide with me. And so we're going down it, and it's a racer sort of situation here. Right. And so they count you down like 3, 2, 1, go, and then you push off and go. Well, there's supposed to be water underneath your mat that's flowing into the tube or into the side that causes you to be a little frictionless so you can push off and just go.
Right.
At a certain weight, that doesn't happen anymore. And so the lifeguard goes 3, 2, 1, go, and like they push off, and there was another little kid there, he pushes off, and I'm still just like trying to like wiggle like, forward.
Scooting forward.
Yeah, just like pushing, just going all well. Like I'm holding my glasses as well as the mat because they wouldn't let me go down wearing my glasses.
Right.
And so I go down. It's so incredibly fast. Like you forget how much gravity works until you're at its mercy.
Right. For sure.
And I get down and I'm sliding and I'm like, I'm never gonna stop. And then like it drops down a little bit. To like kind of like knock your speed, but I'm still going and I'm like, I'm just never gonna stop because I can't see anything because I'm getting splashed in the face with all this water. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know what's happening until I finally stop and I see I'm like a good 10, 15 feet from the end. So like I wasn't gonna hit it. But then the student and the other kid come in behind me and went, they left before me. and I got there a few seconds before them. Explain to me how that time travel works there.
Okay, physics. No, I don't want to bore the.
No, go ahead, Matt. Tell us what you know about physics.
I know so much because I definitely took it in high school and college. But
For those of you
theoretically,
listening, Matt just winked at me hardcore. He
what?
suggests he's
No,
lying to all of you.
momentum formula. Here you go. So if we do the momentum formula, the momentum is a body of mass, which is represented by m, moving
Yes, I
with a
have a body of Matt.
velocity. So it's mass times velocity. So
Right.
the more mass something has, and the velocity that it's going at is the momentum that it, so the more mass something has, the faster it goes. Theoretically. That makes sense?
Makes sense.
So physics. You were just physicked.
Wow. Again, I ask you, are you proud of yourself?
I'm so proud of myself. What did I do this week? I feel like I did. Oh, I got my costume. That's my spooky topic. I got my costume.
Oh, we want to talk about our Halloween costumes?
I do. But
Okay.
I first want to reference the text message that you sent me today when I said, "Hey, Connor and Autumn, are you coming to my Halloween party?" And what did you say, Connor? What did you say, buddy?
Do you want me to read the exact text?
No, you just paraphrase. Yeah, I got you. You basically said, I have a cooler party that I'm going to.
The exact text is, no, we have a cooler party to go to.
Okay, listen. First of all, I'm super self-conscious about this party because I've never been to a Halloween party, let alone hosted a Halloween party. So I don't want it to be like completely lame, but I also don't want it to be like a rager. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be cozy. There's kids. Like it's a family-friendly party. But I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Like Mia was like, "Do you just want to order a pizza?" I'm like, "What? How Halloweeny is that? That ain't Halloweeny. I want to make like a something that's Halloween themed and fun."
You could do pigs in a blanket, but loosely wrap them so that they look like little mummies.
Little mummy. Yeah, I have some appetizer ideas, but like, what about the main course? Like, I mean, I guess that could just be pizza, and then the rest of it will be spooky appetizers. Just a
Yeah.
boring pizza.
I mean, yeah, I don't go to a party assuming there's going to be an appetizer, like there's going to be more than just appetizer and dips and stuff.
That's fair. I guess that's fair. Anyway, the party. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. I hope. What are you wearing for Halloween this year?
Well, I think I told you this, but the costume that Autumn told me I am wearing, she did not ask me what I thought. She just bought us costumes and said this is what we were doing.
Kind of like the Ren Fair.
No, that was a little different because I was willing to just like either not go in anything or just wear like the cloak that I have that doesn't really fit. And like she was like, no, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right and order the costume. This one was, I have decided what we are being for Halloween. This is what the costume is. And so we are going to be Fred and Wilma from the Flintstones.
Yeah. I really wish you would have like coordinated with us. Like I know that this is a somewhat recent development, right? Like you guys were just discussing it like recently and decided on it. If we would have discussed it, what we could have done was we could have been Fred and Wilma because Mia has red hair, and then you guys could have been Barney and the other girl. Because
no, go ahead. Wait, remember her name first.
Sarah. Barney and
Betty.
Betty. Oh, that's what it was.
You don't even know
Yeah.
if I'm telling you the right name.
No, it sounds right. You guys could have been Barney and Betty. We could have been Fred and Wilma, and then we could have. But the problem is Mia. Mia is like a good Wilma. I would be a really good Barney. Like I feel like
I was about to say you're more Barney than I am.
right. It's more about Mia's red hair, but I guess she could wear. I guess she could like wear a wig or something like that.
I mean,
She has way too much hair to wear a wig.
it's gonna be a little inaccurate no matter what we do.
Yeah, I would have been a really good Barney.
You know,
Anyway,
like there's a major physical difference between characters and the group we have here. You know,
yeah, I mean, Autumn's hair is a little shorter, but
I was talking about my beard.
the beard too. I mean, I ain't shaving for nothing. If it's poking out my Spider-Man mask, oh sorry, spoiler alert, I'm going to Spider-Man. If it's poking out my Spider-Man mask, then it's poking out my Spider-Man mask. I don't care.
I mean, he is a 5 o'clock shadow, so like you can get away with it a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Depending on the Spider-Man. I mean, this is okay. For reference, listeners, I'm going as Peter B. Parker from the End of the Spider-Verse movies, the fat one. In case you're wondering, the fat one that's super depressed.
I was laughing because I was about to go. He's going to Spider B Man.
Spider B Man.
Because I knew he was the B, and I just feel stupid.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. You are. So, yeah, I'm gonna be wearing gray sweatpants. You know, the whole shebang. I don't know if I have a coat, so I'm gonna skip the coat, but I will do the sweatpants. That's probably it.
He wears a pink bathrobe. That's what you got to get.
In the new one, he wears a pink bathrobe. In the original one, he wore like a green trenchish coat, kind of thing.
Your mom has a pink bathrobe, doesn't she?
No, probably not.
I just took a guess.
Yeah. What woman doesn't have a pink bathrobe? Am I right? But I'm Crash. We're talking about my Spider-Man costume, and Mia is going to be MJ. For the listeners out there, she's already got the red hair, so it's solid.
That's good. I was worried she was going as Miles.
Yeah, Miles Morales would have been a good second option, but I think we're gonna stick with MJ.
Which version of MJ is she gonna be? Is she the one that totally was working with Kingpin and got Peter killed, or is she gonna be the? Yeah,
did I miss that?
Did you miss that subtext?
Yeah, 100%. Like the Chris Pine Peter, who is the first Peter that died in the beginning of the movie.
Why was she speaking at a benefit for Kingpin later on in the movie when she knows he's the reason Peter's dead?
Does she know that?
Yeah.
How?
Spider-Man was trying to stop Kingpin, and she knew he was Spider-Man.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess she does totally seem like she was in on it. Well, now you got the cats in here. You're never gonna get them out. So right now, our guest room, we just got a new dresser for Mia. Right now, our guest room is just full of all of the clean clothes and some dirty because she refuses to put them in the dirty laundry. But we have all of her and our clean clothes just piled up in the guest room. So yeah, we need to handle that.
Yeah, you got a week to clean that up.
Yeah. So are you guys staying with us?
I mean, I want to. It depends on how she feels.
We have an air mattress that could go in the basement. Good Lord. In the living room. And we have the pull-out, or the bed in here that's really comfortable.
I thought you were going to say the pull-out couch that you've been staying on for a week.
No, if she's chill with it, like we have two separate beds that are not that are comfortable. Each of them are pretty comfy.
Hopefully she'll take the. Okay, I'm going to pull back a curtain on something here. When we went down to West Virginia, Autumn and I were staying in different rooms. That's just how we roll. Okay, guys, calm down at home. I fully was expecting to sleep on the couch. That's just the kind of guy I am. I'm a gentleman, and I was like, "Hey, room's all ready for you. You can go get unpacked and everything. I'm gonna get settled on on the couch here.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, I'll stay on the couch. And I was like, no, you'll stay in the bed. And then makes up a lie about there being bed bugs.
Okay.
Matt's words, not mine. I'm not calling you a liar, honey. And so I was like, all right, fine. And I asked 4 more times before going to bed if she wanted to stay in the room. And she's like, I already turned the air conditioner on for you. It's full blast. It's cold in there. What is going on?
Yeah, it keeps trying to steal the cat. I don't know why. Look at my little boy.
Wow.
He's a
Finally
new
another boy, so you don't feel alone.
I haven't introduced him on the podcast yet. You're scaring him. Okay, if this is going to be a distraction, take the damn cat. Sorry, I got a little heated there. Get out of here. He's trying to tell a story. Shit, go. Please. His name is Osmosis Jones. You just okay. Continue with the story.
OJ?
Osmosis Jones.
OJ.
Yeah, sure. I usually call him Dr. Jones.
You name your dark colored cat OJ.
He's not dark, he's gray. All right, get out of here. Go on, get out of here. Okay, I want you to continue the story. I'm invested. As if I wasn't there.
Come to find out, she doesn't sleep well in new places, so she wasn't going to sleep much anyways.
Right.
And I, at the time, wasn't sleeping much anyways either, because I wake up every 2 to 3 hours to pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering to put my glasses back on when I get up. So I walk out into the main room to go to the bathroom, and I look over to check on her just to make sure she's still there. Apparently, both times I do this, I make full eye contact with her, and I don't even realize it. And it just worried her. Because she sees me get up, make eye contact with her, and then just go into the bathroom.
Right.
So if we do stay over, I'm sleeping on the couch this time, and she has to deal with that.
We don't need anyone to sleep on the couch. We have a queen size or a full-sized blow-up mattress and then a full queen-sized bed.
Right. What's the weight limit on the air mattress?
I don't know. I'll look, but I doubt you would reach the weight limit.
Yeah, that's what you think, and then you remember that I'm a quarter of a ton.
Well, there's a comfy bed regardless.
She's going to be in the comfy bed, Matt.
Or you could be in the comfy bed and she can be on the comfy air mat. They're both comfy. They're amazing.
No.
Okay, you guys are
sacrifices must be made for her.
Then are you sleeping on the floor? What do you want to do?
I'm going home. You know what?
Okay.
There's a couch, Matt.
The bed bug thing started here when every time I'm in a new place, usually Airbnbs or hotels, I check the bed for bed bugs. She walked in on me doing this and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm looking for bed bugs. Just in case. This seems like a really clean place, but it's better safe than sorry." Because I've already had a bed bug scare once at my mother's house. Anyway, so that's why I did it, and then she was spooked. It's just why me? Would you rather have bed bugs?
You know what you did.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what bed bugs look like. So if I found them, I don't know if I'd be able to
You're more looking for indicators, and again, that's how do you know what those look like? You can tell. I'm gonna put a quick trigger warning for the viewers on youtube.com/@thegarlicboys. But I just want to show you what a bed bug mattress looks like. Sorry, this is nasty. All right, share screen bed bug. Okay, so most of these are major cases, right? But this is if there's a bed bug infection this kind of thing is what you'll see, right? Like you'll see spots on it. You'll see even on it's usually around like the seams and stuff. You'll see bed bugs. You'll see things like blood spots on the sheets and stuff like that. Like if it looks like this, that's usually a good indicator of bed bugs.
And if there's like giant yellow stains on them, is that a sign?
No, giant yellow stains. That's just wet stuff that dried funny. Usually that's pee or sweat. Sweat can discolor to a yellow color as well. Even if you could also spill something on the mattress that could cause a yellow stain as well.
Right.
But no bed bugs.
Fully could be anything.
Could be absolutely anything.
Fun costume fact for you. Apparently Wolverine's brown and tan costume from Deadpool and Wolverine cost $100,000 to make, and I don't even know if we really saw it on screen at all.
Wow.
Just a fact for everyone there. Isn't that wasteful?
Totally wasteful. Yeah.
Great rebuttal. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Anytime. I'm really good at those comebacks, those rebuttals, those conversation continuers.
I'm leaving that whole pause in there.
Wait, no, you can't, because if you use the whatchamacallit, the silence detection, it'll clear it. So
I know how to get it back.
Dang, I don't.
Boy edits one episode and thinks he knows what he's doing.
I really don't. I just kind of wung it, you know?
Yeah, if last episode sounded weird to you guys, it's because Matt edited it.
Yeah, well, don't blame me. It was not my fault.
It wasn't my fault.
Connor was like, "Hey, can you edit this?" I'm like, I've never even once used editing software, legitimately.
You said you wanted to start helping more, so why not just throw you into the deep end?
Yeah, that's not, especially when no, that's a terrible idea for something that is important to us and something that is important to the listeners. Belgium is still going strong, man. On
any episode you edit is going to be important, so we have to start somewhere. And why not with episode 105?
Actually, Belgium, I want to call you out real quick.
Oh my goodness!
You did fall behind on a couple of episodes. I don't know if your life is busy, which is okay if it is. But if it's not and you just stopped listening, I'm disappointed. I'm going to call you out on the other two shows too, just so you know, because I don't know if you listen to this one anymore. It's fine. I think Belgium was caught up on TGB One Shots, so I'll just make sure I call them out on there. I love you, Belgium, but do better.
Wow. What a retort.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting. Great conversation, buddy.
I did that one on purpose. I thought that would be funny, and it was.
Yeah, so funny.
You just don't understand comedy, and I think that's your problem.
I tried.
Rolls of 3. All right, how long have we been going? Can we end this?
Healing the world with comedy. When did we start? Yeah, we still got. The Cool is coming for you this year.
Are you proud of that?
I want to die. Listen, don't let this spook you, because it doesn't mean what you think it means. But I've thought more about death in the last week than I have my entire life.
I mean, in fairness, that's true for anyone at a certain point. Your death specifically, or just the concept of death?
Yes.
Oh,
It's just weird to think about. You know what I mean?
no. So what's weird to think about it?
I mean, the concept of death. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, from both being very religious people, the concept of what we believe is obviously not exactly what somebody else believes. And like, honestly, until we die, who's to say who's wrong? Like there's you can have faith, you can have, like, you know what I mean, you can believe that your religion is right, and that, for example, as Christians, we are going to go to heaven eventually, I guess. There's, you know, the whole rapture, the new heaven, new earth, like all that Revelation stuff. And that's cool, that's chill. But like, another person believes something completely different, and again, who's to say who's right? And this is speaking not metaphorically, generally, like just generally speaking, not my beliefs. Who's to say who's right? And like, what happens if I die and I'm wrong? You know what I mean? Like, that's just a weird thing to think about. If I die and I'm wrong, is the religion that is right, is their God going to be gracious to me because I believed a different religion? And the same thing goes, is our God going to be gracious to other people because they believed in other, like that? That's the stuff I think about on a daily basis, and it tends to put me in a spiral. So I should probably stop thinking about it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. This has been...
If you want to rant for just a little longer, I think we'll reach the time.
All right. Also,
Fully joking. Stop talking. Have we talked about Agatha on air?
We have referenced it because there was a big reveal last week that was pretty crazy. But we never actually talked about it on air. No.
It's a great show.
It's really good so far. I love it.
And like, there's magic, and women.
There's magic. There's women. There's gays. There's
a road.
there's a road. There's broomsticks, sigils.
There's
Ralph
a magic
Boner.
road. Hey, spoilers.
What? Okay.
Spoilers.
It's a continuation
No,
of WandaVision, with which Ralph Boner was in.
You're a jerk.
It's
People
a
might not have
spoiler.
watched it at that point.
Okay, well, they have 3 days to watch it before they get it spoiled.
They don't know that.
No, they do, because it came out yesterday from when we're recording, and then 3 more days.
Because they don't know it's going to be spoiled for them because they haven't listened to this yet.
Well, then they should watch the show on Wednesdays when it comes out.
Yeah. Oh, the other show, not this one. I was about to say, I was like, this show's 4 weeks behind on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Once I start posting again.
Yeah, but okay. All right. Yeah, and even more so, 4 weeks behind on YouTube. They're not even going to know what hit them. They're going to be like, yeah, that's old news, man.
We're already back on Wanda and Mephisto punching each other in the face in the season finale. I saw so many TikToks over the weekend of people being like, five clues you missed in WandaVision in Agatha All Along episode 5. Here's how we know that the teen is Billy Maximoff. Number 5, he's white. Like, it's like you're looking at the dumbest things. Like, we knew he was that.
Number 5, he's got fingers, and Billy Maximoff had fingers too.
Number 5, he's gay.
So okay, this entire thing has been leading up to what the teen wants, right? And we have now discovered who the teen is.
Spoilers.
Very big spoilers. So we've now discovered who the teen is and what the teen wants, right? And I think what the teen wants has to come to fruition. Like they're gonna reach the end of the road. He's gonna get what he wants because that is another superhero that is in the Marvel universe. Speed, correct. Wiccan, spoiler alert, happened way further ago. Wiccan is the teen, and he wants his brother back, Tommy. So Speed should also be coming into the MCU. Like they wouldn't be setting this up if they weren't going to bring Speed in. You know, I don't believe they would do that.
And I think it's really cool how they did it.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, Wanda has fake sons that are just also pieces of Mephisto's soul.
Right.
But those get dispersed. She kind of goes crazy a few years later in House of M, and then like using her powers in that moment recreates the kids' souls.
Yeah.
But instead of them being put into like her, she doesn't have the kids, but those souls are reutilized into new kids. And one of them is William Kaplan, who's just also Billy Maximoff, her son. And I've looked more into Wiccan than I have Speed just because of the show, so I don't know how Tommy's origin starts. But in the show, they're doing it as in Eastview, a town right next to Westview, there was a nice little Jewish boy named William Kaplan, who the night of his bar mitzvah, is the season finale of WandaVision is happening. So they have everyone evacuate back home, and his mom almost hit a car. That scene was really confusing.
They almost get into a car accident, and then they, swerve off the road and then hit a tree and do get in a car accident. Killing Billy.
Hits his side of the car specifically.
Right. It hit like he's in the back driver side, passenger, and the tree hits like right at that door, and kills him.
Mom wakes up. She can't get out yet. Dad's like freaking out, gets out.
Waving down and stuff.
Right. And then we hear the good night, Billy, goodbye, Tommy.
Yeah.
Of the boys from the end of that. And then he jets back awake and screams Tommy.
Yeah.
And then basically we see what he's been doing for the last 3 years since that incident. In his whole thing about finding Agatha, getting to the road, basically just like catching us up on his story up until this point. Typically what they do when they have a big reveal of a character midway through a season. Makes sense. Very typical Marvel. The best thing that they did was they sprinkled in the other characters.
Yes, like they had at the bar mitzvah, they had
Lydia.
the seer witch. Yeah, she was like a fortune teller at the bar mitzvah. She's actually the one who wrote the sigil because she saw his future and was freaked out about it, so she wrote the sigil.
Which
which
is funny because that's the whole reason Multiverse of Madness happens, is no one could know his name. And there's also people speculating that he was the Black Heart that was on the list because Eddie responds to him, "You are my Black Heart," in a text with the Black Heart emoji. Doesn't actually write out Black Heart. But Lydia couldn't write down his name, so she drew the Black Heart on the list. And so Rio never needed to be a part of the coven because Billy already was.
Right.
And that's why the door didn't open until he got downstairs in episode 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But then we also see Alice is one of the police officers that responds to the crash, which she alludes to being a fired police officer before at some point. And then while researching Agatha,
he gets an ad on YouTube.
Gets an ad for Jen's Scare Company.
Yeah.
Skincare company. Sorry, not Scare Company. And he's doing all this deep dive research on Agatha. And the writers chose to make one of the best jokes that the MCU has ever done. and that Agatha Harkness, the serial murderer, meanest witch there ever was Jolene from the famous Dolly Parton song.
Oh, I was laughing so hard when they were going through her background. They also did a parallel story from the teen's perspective of when Agatha was like a cop at the beginning of the season, the first episode. And he's like bumbling around, like instead of being this sick ninja, he's like falling all over the place and crashing and doing all this stuff. Hilarious.
Everything is more exaggerated for comedy. I mean, in the first episode, we see her like she just a few times with the pen, but in the flashback, she's just going nuts on it. The coastal accent or whatever, like Pennsylvanian Baltimorean accent that she's doing, that's a play on the mayor of Easttown, is also heightened as well, to where she's just going, "Why did you murder her?"
Yeah, it was good. I loved the parallel, but because he's like responding to her questions. He's like he's saying things, but in her version, he was not. Like he was being kind of belligerent. Like he was like helping a little bit, like and saying things, but like I thought so. She handed him a picture in her version of a dead body, and then when he looked at it, he's like, "These are daisies. You know, these are flowers." And then she looks and she's like, "Oh my gosh, they're flowers." She's freaking out. But like they were flowers the whole time. Like that was just her spell kind of slipping. The spell that was put on her kind of slipping.
And we see him trying to actually break that spell using his spell book.
Yeah.
And he was stealing the brooch to actually use something that was significant to the witch. Is it specifically witch or just the person that's under the spell?
I think it's the person that's under the spell, but in this case, what's a witch?
There you go.
Really good stuff, and I'm super excited for the rest of the season. This show has been full of everything, scare, like it's what Multiverse of Madness could have been, I guess. Like I know there's more comedy than I would have liked in Multiverse of Madness in this show, but like it has all of the aspects that Multiverse of Madness was trying to hit. Like with the scare, like the really frightening scenes, the grotesque scenes, but it also has a little bit of comedy, also has some drama. Overall, really good stuff. Like they're hitting everything for me. I love it.
And I think like the biggest thing for me is it just looks fun.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like they're just like trying to get through it and get to a story. They're like, let's make this fun and make this something that like when people watch it, they want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't just need to understand the next thing that comes up.
Right.
Which I think a lot of the Marvel TV shows were like at first.
Yeah. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier really felt that way, where it was just like pushing the next episode just to get it through.
And in fairness to Marvel, that was sort of what the first what are they calling them? Phase 1. That's sort of what that was. Because you get introduced with Iron Man, and then you get Incredible Hulk that was supposed to technically be its own thing, but they kind of just lumped into the MCU. And then you get Thor, then you get Captain America, Iron Man 2, and then Avengers. And it's all sort of like, let's get these characters to a point where we can tell that story.
Yeah.
And so there's like storylines and plots and like, what can we do to get them to this point and moving this larger story forward. And then once we get to the phase 2, then we start like fully like, oh, here's a good Here's a good Iron Man movie that really gives you heart. Here's the best movie in the MCU with Winter Soldier. Thor was also a movie. Thor 2 was also a movie there. But then like, you get Ant-Man and things like that that like are building out the universe. And I think that's what they're starting to do with the TV shows now. Because when they started them, they're like, okay, we just like had this big moment. We kind of have to like get things roll like this ball rolling again. Let's keep the momentum going and try to push forward towards something else. So you got WandaVision teeing up the new Vision after he died. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Here's the new Captain America. Here's what Bucky's doing. Like you have all these things teeing up what's next. And now we're getting to the point where like, okay, now that we know where it's going, what's happening during where it's going?
Right. I think the biggest problem I have with the series, the TV series is if they I know again, I'm not working with these companies, but from an outside perspective, if they would have made them longer, they would have had time to really, really flesh out everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Rather than crank 8 episodes out and just be done. Like, oh, man, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good. It could have been so much better. If they had taken a little bit of time to really solidify the story and make it a little bit longer. Like, it didn't have to be another 8 episodes long. It could have been just another like 4. You know what I mean? And I would have been fine with that because they would have had a little bit more space, a little bit more time to really solidify the story.
And it would have given there was other I agree with your point because it wasn't just Falcon. There was also Moon Knight and a few other shows that were like that.
Yeah.
There was other problems with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier there. There was a whole like virus subplot that they had to expertly edit out of there
Because of COVID and everything, because it was right around that time.
But knowing that and understanding that, I still do agree with what you were saying. But at this point, I think we're the MCU's back, baby.
If I'm being 100% honest, it never left.
It never left.
I know you're saying that just to say that, like as a satirical joke, or maybe sardonic would be the better word. It doesn't matter, but I don't think it ever left. I think the stuff that has been coming out has been on par with the rest of the MCU so far. Like, I know there have been really good movies and there have been some mediocre movies, TV shows as well, but that's how the MCU has always been. There's always going to be some mediocre stuff. There's always going to be some amazing stuff. And that doesn't mean that the MCU is failing. It doesn't mean that the MCU is dying or anything like that. It just means that that's life. That's some stories are not going to hit well, and that's okay.
Most of the worst movies from the MCU are still before Endgame.
Yeah.
Though most of the movies are before Endgame, and that's why. But like I still fully believe Thor: The Dark World is the worst movie the MCU has given us.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than Quantum Mania or
Love and Thunder.
The Marvels, Love and Thunder. Like, I think all of those are better movies.
Yeah. I've actually enjoyed all 3 of the movies you just said. Love and Thunder was actually decent. Like, it wasn't, again, not my favorite Marvel movie. And I love thinking about it through the theory that it's told completely by Korg. Like, the entire movie is Korg's narration. Like, obviously it goes into them talking and stuff like that, but it feels like Korg is just who he wrote the movie. We've gone way too long on this topic, but I never thought the MCU was bad or that it left or that it died. I think it's going strong. They're going to keep striving for great projects. Not everyone is going to do great, and that's just the reality of it. Enjoy them.
Agreed.
Enjoy them before we bully them out of making movies, because I love this. I love this so much.
We got to keep with it.
The Marvel era is the Marvel and Star Wars era are here, and they're gonna still be here, and you all can suck it. Anyway,
And I'm excited for the DC era to start.
yeah, I mean, it's already tried to start and failed, and started and failed, and started and failed. But James Gunn is amazing, and he's done a lot of
I'm
stuff
excited.
for Marvel too. So I'm excited.
I think I have high hopes for James Gunn, especially with the new crypto photo that was revealed.
I know. I'm so excited. I love crypto. Not cryptocurrency, the super dog, you dumb
Right.
piece of garbage. Anyway, not you, them, the listener who thought I was talking about cryptocurrency. You want to do the outro? Do the outro.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode and Matt's final episode. If you want more from us, head on over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to see when we are posting. If you would like to support us and our content, go over to patreon.com/@thegarlicboys to support us there, as well as you can head to redbubble.com to support us through personal designs that Matt and I have made about the show. And finally, if you want to watch video versions of the show, you can go over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys to watch full video versions of that show, this show, as well as the Clever Boy Quiz, the show. Not one shots, because that one we don't film. Matt, any supplementary mom report for you this week?
I did Agatha last week, so let's do Wanda. Wanda is since that's kind of what we were talking about anyway. Wanda's great,
I agree, and I think you're right. Everything is going great. I am not stalling at all.
Yeah.
I think you were right in saying Agatha was your one last week. And like you're not wrong in saying that was a true thing. What is her name?
I don't know.
My
What is it?
mom. This week is Rebecca Kaplan.
There you go, buddy. Good job.
I found it. I was starting to panic there. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I think we're in the clear on that.
Totally. Yeah.
Any final thoughts for this week?
Any final thoughts? Yeah. Speaking of Redbubble, recently in the outro, we had 4 purchases on Redbubble. Our first 4 purchases. Isn't that crazy?
Hey, that's awesome.
They were me. To full transparency, they were me. But we still had our first 4 purchases. Woo!
So dumb. Okay. Well, if you don't want to make Matt the only one that's purchased, head on over to Redbubble. Yeah. And as you're doing so, just remember, as always, to stay garlicky.
Got him. Shoot! It's like a domino effect of things falling on my desk.
This is why we don't disrespect the outro.
Yeah, you're right. Stay garlic.